gonna be downtown at the social service office.
All right.
20, you stay with Nadine.
Yes, my dad.
Say nothing unless I tell you to.
What you looking at out there? What you looking at? That's it. Give me some sugar. Now get on downstairs. What did I say? Get on downstairs. In that basement and drop them. Hurry up. Yeah, I'm butting them off. Come on. I said, come on. Yeah, now pull them down. You heard me, pull them down. Pull them right over my feet. Now get over here close. Closer, you don't have to be afraid. Now touch me. You know you wanna. Yeah, that's it. Kiss me. Come on. I said, kiss me. Baby, give me some sugar.
She asked our mother. Oh, I'ma tell on you. So, man, you all right?
Welcome to the Thinking Man's Templar. It's a place where warriors can come in from the war, put down their weapons, remove their armor, get some ale, and have conversations with like minds. Today's video will be one that I've been constructing in my mind for the last few weeks about the black female sexual predator. The black female sexual predator. And it's funny, in the midst of all this Me Too's and Time's Up and sexual harassment, it's funny that men don't have a say in this. And the women who do participate in these atrocities can go basically innocent. No one will speak it. And men don't like to speak these things. Well, today we're going to start to speak about everything. The black female sexual predator exists. Now we know that the black woman is a very sexualized being, highly sexual. So you have to understand that all realms of sexuality is privy to them. It was homosexual. I know a lot of women who've done homosexual things. It's almost like a default. I met young women, older women who all seem to have had some type of girlfriend at some point in their life, yet they're not gay, or they were gay experimenting. See, women are more open to sexual deviancies than we are. That's what men don't understand. Women are more sexual, so they don't have the boundaries. So this also entails with younger men, see? With women, in most cases, sex is just sex. Once the urge gets strong enough, it's hard for her not to do it, see? And younger men are usually the targets of older women. They prey on them. Because here's the thing, and we'll get into the meat of it, but I just want to kind of break some things down first. See, what you must understand is that these women know that they're over the hill. They know that men their age see them for who they are. They don't, we always talk about cougars and older women loving. No. They want younger men because that's the ideal black man. Weak in mind, strong in body. Remember these things. Remember my video about how she sees you. The buck. Sperm donor. These are the men that are most attractive to black women because these are the mentally weak but sexually virile men. See, if a woman had her choice, a man could be a walking dildo if she could just strip away the layers of intellect and reasoning, and he can just be a sexual slave. A woman would literally live that way. She would have that. And a young man is literally that. 23 years old, 29 years old, 33 years old, 21. My sister is a prime example of that. My sister is 36 years old. She has 2 children with a 23-year-old man that works at Taco Bell. 2 children, married him, and he's a bum, a child. He was 21 when they met. She was around 35. Do you see where I'm going with this? And he has 2 children. He's a slave. He has nothing going for himself. He's literally ruined his life for this older woman who's tricked him out of his fucking youth. Now, when we see that, now let's go a little deeper. And mind you, her other child's father is young too, see? When these women know that they are literally a piece of shit, when they know that they're a mess, they've ruined their fucking lives, they know that men their age will not deal with them. So a younger man who's ignorant and blue-pilled and wet behind the ears is perfect for them. Women don't give a fuck. See, we always were taught that intellect was important to women. No, lack of intellect is what they want. See, manipulation is a game, and a man that's smart can't be manipulated. That's why the worst and the dumbest of the black community have all the sex and all the children. Because most women have adopted I'm gonna fuck 100 men until I get old, and I'm gonna look for a man, and then they realize there are no men to find. So the next best thing is to find younger men who don't know this shit. Now, sexually, women are very, very, they can be degenerates, very reprobate sexually. And we need to understand that. Women are the ones that are creating these environments for sex. They are the gatekeepers. Most black men lose their virginity to older women. I know I did. I know most of you can occur. And again, leave your comments. Tell your story. That's what this place is for. No shame here. No judgment. We're just men at the table with our glasses of ale, telling our stories. Taking a break from the war. Now, let me get more detailed. When I was younger, my neighbor was older. She used to babysit me. She's probably in her mid-40s. I mean, my late 30s. She's probably 6 to 7 years older than me. Averaging. This is what I'm guessing. Because she seemed so much older then. And I remember we played in her yard often because she used to babysit us. My mother would drop us over there, and then she'd go to work, and me and my sister would play. And she had the little brothers, and it was a pretty cool environment for a kid. But I remember one day, she kind of caught me and her alone, and she asked to see my privates. And I didn't understand what she was saying, of course. You're young, you're like, what is, we weren't even thinking this kind of shit. Sexual thoughts are usually induced in young men early by older women. I didn't think about this shit. You know, I was just about video games and playing basketball and being around my friends. And she asked to see my privates. And this girl's taller than me. She's bigger than me. You know, I'm scared. And she, when I kind of don't know what to do, she literally pulls my shorts open in front of me. Just yanks them. And then she looks down and looks at my penis and reaches in and I remember she says, "Does it have any hair?" And she started laughing. These are the things black men go through, forced to see my penis. She ripped my shorts in front of me open, you know, pulled them out and looked down without my permission. I didn't even have permission. She just forcefully did this. And then you know what she began to do, now that I remember? She took me into a little secluded area and then she began to give me a hand job. This girl was about 16, 17, almost 18, legal. I was still like 10, 11 years old now. She's giving me a hand job. I did not remember this until maybe 6 months ago. Literally, my mind suppressed the shit. And then from there, it became her trying to teach me about sex and her telling me, "I'm gonna let you hump me one day." And I remember dry humping her and I didn't know what am I doing? And she's trying to show me how to hump on the ground, how to have sex, but we have our clothes on. I just didn't understand that shit, right? And it wasn't sexual to me because I was so young. It was just strange, you know, and I didn't know if she was getting off or what she was doing. I mean, she was 16, so she was obviously mature sexually because women mature sexually first. So this is what they end up doing in a sexually charged environment. They go look for younger men to get their rocks off on or older dudes that's going to run through them. This is what happens. And a lot of us men don't even know these things are happening to us when we're dealing with older women. These are predators. You're not legal. She's 19, 20, 22. I remember a friend of mine had a young girl that was in college, had her own apartment. We were in high school, like 10th grade, and she's coming to pick him up and take him to her apartment to have sex. This girl was like a junior in college, 21, 22. He was like 16. This is the shit, man. And we go around bragging like we're big bad men. And we don't even realize in our simp minds that we're fucking victims of sexual predators. It's fucking sick, man. It's sick. Fucking sick. And, you know, you think about the movie Antoine Fisher and how his aunt or whoever she was having sex with him as a boy. And I give Denzel props because Denzel is a red pill man living in this world and he's giving little breadcrumbs, you know? He put the black woman on blast in that movie. The dysfunction. He put it on blast. And he speaks about the fatherlessness and they attack him. Denzel's one of our shining gems, man. Even though he you know, he's always playing a man, you know. But the sexual predator, the black female sexual predator, she needs these young boys to be ignorant. She needs them to be blue pill, Similac on their breath, and just old enough to be erect. I remember a young girl I used to date. One day in my simp days, I went in her Facebook and just began to look in her posts of her past to see what she was about. And I'll never forget, she made a post like, "I'm lonely looking for someone to kind of fuck me," basically, in so many words. And she said, "But I'll take a young trainee too." And these are the things I didn't understand. I say, oh shit, you know? These women are very, very loose. And online is where we see their secrets, their dirty, dirty little secrets. And this is why women try to silence men on YouTube, and because their secrets are their power. These young men that are now seeing red pill content and MGTOW and IBMOR videos, these men are becoming wiser than we were at that age. And these women don't want that. They want them to be ignorant to their ways. These young boys are learning how women operate. They won't be victims because they're too smart already. See, women need men dumb. And the part is crazy, I always wonder about mothers and how they don't teach their sons the truth about women, almost to kind of set them up for failure. You ever wondered about that? Are women more loyal to their gender than to their own son's well-being? Because these women know how women are, but yet they will not tell them the truth. I was lucky my grandmother told me the truth, and God rest her soul. But the female sexual predator is real. In the black community, she's definitely real, because these young boys are losing their virginity to older girls. And unfortunately, there's girls using their virginity to older men. A girl I used to date, the one who I told you had amassed 23 sexual partners at 20 years old, told me that she lost her virginity at 12 to a young man who was 19. Now think about what kind of 19-year-old sleeps with a 12-year-old girl and how disgusting that is. Now, if we turn the tables and a 19-year-old woman is fucking a 13, 12-year-old boy, oh, now we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about the countless amount of high school teachers sleeping with these young boys, getting pregnant. It's almost a different story every day. Women are fucking disgusting. And we're now beginning to see this. These women are fucking these young boys in these schools, getting trains ran on them. One was a black woman who was married, got caught giving a young boy head in the backseat of a car, talking about they were doing extra credit. Married to a grown man. These young teachers fucking these students, falling in love with these students. These 21, 22-year-old teachers fucking these young boys in high school. See, this is what happened when whoredom runs wild. See, whoredom begins to creep into certain areas, school and academics. You have whores that are teachers. You have whores that are women that are unbridled. The sexual appetite is they cannot be quelled, so they find it anywhere they can get it. You see what I mean? They're around all these blue pill simps and they can't help themselves to want to fuck. You see what I mean? The female sexual predator exists. I remember one time my aunt, who was a lesbian, butch lesbian, and my little young cousin, we were all downstairs and playing, and he was doing something and she was trying to get him to behave. And you know what she did? She grabbed his privates, his balls and his penis. He's still wearing one-piece pajamas. I remember that. And she literally grabbed his privates to subdue him. And this is what the fuck black men go through. Grabbed his penis till he was screaming and telling him to sit down. Grabbing his balls and squeezing them so that he have a seat. And then she left him there in pain. You see what I mean? The emasculation of black men starts early, when these older women are preying on you sexually, and you think in your mind you're making some big accomplishment when really you're just a victim. You think you're the man. She knows that you don't know any better. Come on, little man, come get this. Make mama proud, right? You don't know what you're doing. I remember seeing a story of a woman who got pregnant by a 13-year-old boy. She's like damn near 30 years old. And they're probably going to put this boy on child support. This is the shit I'm talking about, man. You got to watch your fucking sons out here, man, from these fucking whores, man. These women don't have any limitations. The sexual predator, the black female sexual predator, the white female sexual predator. Just the female sexual predator. We have to acknowledge her existence. She's not some type of fantasy. She's real. These young boys in these high schools are sleeping with these older women, running trains on them. These are the girls that were in college getting trains ran on them, sucking a bunch of dicks in a room with a football team. Now she's a teacher. who got fucked all through high school and college. Now, these are the women teaching your sons. They're in school wearing tight dresses and with their ass out. Remember the teacher, the light-skinned teacher? That was a 4th grade teacher that we saw wearing all these tight-ass club dresses to teach kindergarten. This is what whoredom is. It's ugly. It's tacky. You understand? We as men, we have to start to acknowledge this fucking dysfunction. These women have lost their way. There's a glitch in their AI programming. See, women don't have an intellect. They don't have a personality. They have artificial intelligence, a program. And the program has a virus. And that virus is causing women to become very degenerate in their behavior, their sexual behavior. And men in society are going to pay the price. There's no reason a grown woman should be having a child by a teenager, 14, 15-year-old, talking about she's in love as she's in handcuffs being taken to jail, talking about she loves him. This shit is on the news regularly. These women, 23, 24 years old, claiming they're in love with 15-year-old boys. The black female, the white female pedophile is real. Pedophilia doesn't stop at men. And they're trying to normalize this shit now. Because what they want to do, they want to get everyone comfortable with gay and LGBT and transgenders and things like that, so that they can start to give the culture to the younger children. And then once they give it to younger children, it'll start to be more accepted that older men will try to fuck 18, 17-year-old boys, 16-year-old boys, because now they already been introduced to homosexuality. See, they're opening the doors for pedophilia, where these transsexuals can start to prey on children. They're trying to, this is Babylon, man. This shit is no different than anywhere else. It's a sexual deviant culture, and it's becoming more deviant by the day. I'm telling you, in the next 10 years, pedophilia will just be looked at as a sexual orientation. I'm telling you. Because they're already introducing it to the world. And the female sexual predator is something that we have to discuss. We have to put it out there. We have to let these women know that we know who you are. We can see you, and we will protect our sons from you. Because when you let whoredom run wild, all degenerate natures in sex become free game. All of it. Pedophilia, homosexuality, just sexual, just looseness. These things are going to be, they all have a price. And as long as men are in their simp minds and they're accepting this shit as normal behavior, then we'll just have to see this keep growing. But as long as us red pill men are kicking back and saying, no, you women violated us as children. And I know in the comment section there's going to be a lot of you who are going to say, you know what, that happened to me too. I was 14 and lost my virginity to a woman who was 18, 19. Half the time it's not even our idea. When I lost my virginity, I was terrified. She wasn't even terrified. This was normal to her. I was probably 14. The girl was like 18, 17. And she literally just picked me out of the group and just said, I'm going to fuck him. When women get horny, they have no limitations as to how low they will go to get what they want. No discretion. I didn't want to have sex with her. I was terrified. You see what I mean? Men aren't naturally like that. They have to be given a shot of that pussy earlier. That's when men begin to get their addiction to it. Men can go on playing sports and being with their friends well into well into being 17, 18 years old, 19, men can be without sex. They won't need it. They'll be horny, but fucking watching pornos and jerking off for a teenage boy is pretty much good enough. As long as he got his video games and his sports and his friends, a man can usually get through those years without having to be a sexual deviant. You see what I mean? It's the women who drag us to the dark side. So that now we're chasing sex instead of worrying about our school and our sports and being the best we can be. We're chasing pussy now because these whores, these young whores that are raised by these older whores are starting to drag us into the darkness with these young Jezebels while we were pure and our light was shining and we just wanted to be men and boys and have fun. They're dragging us into this sexual deviancy. So I want you men to really think about these things. Dig into your memory banks, because you may have a memory that you've been suppressing of a sexual situation when you were younger with an older woman who was preying on you, young man. That girl opened up my shorts and looked at my penis. I was shamed. I was embarrassed. And she laughed at it because it was small. I was a young boy. She probably had seen many penises already. She was an older girl. And she made a comment about it not having hair, and then she began to jerk me off, asking me, did I feel anything? Sick shit, man. And that woman still contacts me on Facebook and hits me online sometimes, and it's sick, man. I literally deleted my Facebook because I just don't want any contact with my past anymore. I just want to begin new. Red pill only. My new Facebook is MGTOW Templar. If you gentlemen on Facebook, MGTOW Templar. Think, and it's all men. My Facebook, all MGTOWs, all IBMORs, all SYBS, SYSBM, Save Yourself Black Men. It's all that. That's all it is. No women, no selfies, no bullshit. It's just how I connect with my brothers and promote my videos. So, you gentlemen, again, I want you to cover your six, watch your back. Think about this shit, man. This is real talk here. I don't think I'm gonna add music to this one because this is serious. So I want you gentlemen to just think about this. The female sexual predator exists in the black community and all communities. And men have to realize that they've been abused. There's trauma there. You've been violated. And now you have to look out for your sons and your nephews, because these women are worse than the women we came up with. They're bigger sluts, bigger whores than they ever been. So you have to protect your children from deviants, reprobates. I think I said my part. I want you gentlemen to enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe week. I want you to think about this. I want you to like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As I plan to bring new videos to uncover new dark secrets in the black community. I think that's my thing. And put them on the forefront and start the conversation. Again, this is a Thinking Man's Templar. You gentlemen, cover your six. I'm out.